This is number 27 of the Trig Final Exam Review. The question reads, two sides and an angle is given. Determine whether the given information results in one triangle, two triangles, or no triangle at all. What I would tell students to do is to draw it. So let's go ahead and establish a triangle. And I'm going to go ahead and put angles A, B, and C in there. So side A is across from angle A, side B is across from angle B, and side C is across from angle C. We're given that B equals 4, C equals 8, and angle B is 65 degrees. Alright, if we look at this, I have a case where I have my angle and I have two sides. However, the sides are not around that angle. So being that said, I have the case where I have side-side angle, which is the ambiguous case. So the ambiguous case means I could have one triangle, I could have two triangles, or I could have no triangle at all. So we're really not sure without working it out. And there are several ways to do this. The way that I taught in my class was to use the law of sines. If you use the law of sines, though, and you get an angle, you have to check to see if there's an alternate angle to that. So, with that being said, I'm going to use the law of sines on this problem to see what happens. If I look at what's given, I have angle B, side B, so I can go ahead and set that up. So sine of angle B over B equals sine of angle C over side C. And the reason why I use that is because side C was given. So when I do this, by the way, I'm going after angle C. When I do this, I put in sine of 65 degrees over side B, which is 4, equals sine of angle C, which I don't know, over side C, which is 8. Okay, because it's a ratio, I can cross multiply and get 8 times sine of 65 degrees equals 4 times sine of angle C, excuse me. Alright, at this point I want to get C by itself. So what I have to do is I have to take 8 times sine of 65 degrees, divide it by 4, and that equals sine of angle C. I still don't have C by itself, so what I'm going to do is take the inverse sine of both sides to get the inverse sine of 8 times sine of 65 degrees over 4 equals C. Now your next step is to go ahead and plug that into the calculator. So when I plug that into the calculator, I get something that usually stresses students out. It says domain error for angle C. What that means is I don't have a triangle. So the answer is no triangle. And just to relate it to what we talked about with inverse sine, if you take inverse sine of 8 times sine of 65 degrees over 4, the inside value to this, and I'm going to highlight what I'm talking about, is equal or equivalent to 1.81. And we know that the range for inverse sine is -1 to 1. So 1.8 is outside of the range, and that's why your calculator is giving you a domain error. So that means that this angle C does not exist. So we have no triangle. So once again, no triangle is your answer, and I just explained why.